Leanne, thank you very much indeed. Let's continue that conversation on housing. And as I said, today we've got human settlements sharply in focus. And we've got some questions that are coming through on Twitter, which we'll get to now. But we've also got an audience here. And I want to go straight to table number 12, where we'll find Jackie Dacre, who's got a question. Jackie?
Thank you, Peter. Good morning, DG. Good morning, Deputy Minister of Human Settlement. My question is, how do we engage with the department in providing a funding model?
What do you mean, funding model? What?
We do have funds what we want to engage in helping the department with the housing backlog. But now we don't know which door to knock on.
So who are you? What is your organization? What do you...
High Time Investments.
So you have money that you want to...
We have foreign funding. We have foreign funding, what we engage through our small company in South Africa.
Yeah.
But we want to engage with human settlement to help with the backlog.
Okay, so these are the partnership type scenarios that you're talking about, isn't it? So how does he engage with the department? Yeah, let's give him a clap.
It's good. We definitely welcome such initiatives. Perhaps DG would say exactly where they should go.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
This must not sound like a free lunch. We do have proposals of financial institutions that are always willing to work with the department on various funding models that we can use in different categories of our delivery models that we have. As I've said earlier on, it's not one size fits all. We've got different categories of our delivery models. So the Office of the Accounting Officer is always open to receive those and share those with the Executive Authority. And also in funding of this nature, we also involve National Treasury to make sure that proper processes and procedures are followed. But such initiatives are always welcomed by the department.
All right, but I'm sure that he can have a chat with you over breakfast straight after this.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. I've got you an appointment.
Sure.
All right, Alco Ngobese is on table 16. Alco.
Thank you, Peter, Program Director, our Deputy Minister, the DG. My question is directed both the national government and the provincial government. How far are we in terms of accrediting the municipalities, especially the city of Ekurhuleni, the city of Johannesburg, as well as the city of Tshwane, to build their own houses? Because we believe that the service delivery of especially human settlement will be faster if it's based on a local government, the municipalities, as I've alluded. Thank you.
Okay. Respond.
Yes. Thank you very much for that question. The metros, for example, are at level 2 in terms of accreditation as we speak. We are in the process of reviewing the issue of accreditation. The dilemma we are having at this stage is the fact that not all metros are able to spend on the Urban Settlement Development Grant, which is a grant that creates a possibility for metros to qualify to go to level 3. If they have difficulties in spending Urban Settlement Development Grant, it makes it difficult for human settlement at the national level to accredit them further. But there are discussions with executive metros mayors as we speak, where there's an agreement in terms of way forward regarding this matter. But we have moved further in helping the metros. We have what is called Human Settlement Capacity Grant, which is meant to help them to build capacity. You must remember that housing has been said to be unfunded mandate as far as municipalities are concerned. So at the moment, we are creating that opportunity for municipalities to gear themselves for building of housing as a function of their own. So we are creating, it's a process. It cannot be an event. I thank you.
Okay. I'd nearly forgotten that we needed to get a response from Johannesburg about what happened in Diepkloof. So the microphone is with you. If you could just introduce yourself to our audience so that we have it on record.
My name is Bonakelo Bovu, MMC Housing, City of Johannesburg. Briefly, let me talk about Diepkloof happenings. We had come along, what was seen that day was at the implementation, with engage, agree. Let me start by saying the issue of somebody from outside being brought to Diepkloof is not there. It has never been there. But the issue that was then raised after that protest was that we've been meeting with yourself, agreeing, but what we're sending back to people, they ask us a question. What about those who have moved, giving space for this development? What are you saying about them? And as leaders, we're not able to respond. That is what Bonkosi and others has raised as saying, MMC, the problem is, as ikwazi sithini nxa siphendula. Please respond to those who have shifted for the development. Once you do that, the process goes ahead. On the 17th, we're reporting back. On the 18th, we're hitting the ground, working as normal because we've come along. We did not know this one. The second thing is communication, which is emphasized. We've been communicating, allowing leadership to going at a particular stage. We have now took a decision that we will not allow only the leadership. We ourselves will report with the leadership same time, so that we have message or you want.
Yes.
How is it that somebody could be in a temporary shelter for 19 years?
The 19 years is an issue that might be disputed because we calculate that those were built in 2006. So in 19 years we have refused. Doba Bungosi still raised it. But in 2006 namanje akekho. Yeah, I'm just saying, we said so. That's one thing. But we had agreed that in resolving that problem, we from governance did not bring the holistic approach on hostel dwellers. We brought one package. We said, let's go to the Jabulani package, which the ministry, the minister, the MEC say, give the whole package, all different development that can take place. Do that. Nabonkos and other teams agree. So we're going to smoothly like we did in Orlando. She's happy. That was Orlando. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, table 32, we're going to find Hauta Ngomane. Table 32, Hauta Ngomane.
Good morning. My name is Hauta Ngomane. I'm a secretary of National Property Forum. My question to the Deputy Minister, what is the department doing to address lack of transformation in the real estate sector? Because there is a lack of black people participating in that sector. And how does the department plan to capacitate forums that are in the sector? For an example, we need your rental stocks, skilling of the estate agencies and so on. Thank you.
Okay, so important question. Estate agencies, lack of transformation. Is this something that's on your radar?
Okay, the Estate Agency Board is under Human Settlements as we speak. And that on its own indicates the fact that we have moved beyond only the subsidy band. We are covering the entire housing market. That's positive on its own. And in terms of transformation, it is exactly what you are saying, that we have AAB taking up the issue of interns for youth brigades, which they will take in turns, so that each estate agency adopts these interns to make them, to train them to be estate agencies on their own. We have also applauded REMAX, which is one of the estate agencies, by their initiative of having a BEE. They have taken a BEE on their part. And we're saying all agencies must actually buy into that because there's positive approach. We understand that this has been an area where black people has not been seen. One of the things that we are saying also, they must take into account the black conveyancers, so that the black conveyancers are part and parcel of transforming this entity. Thank you.
Okay. A tweet from Jasper Skosana who says, please demolish the Mohlakeng apartheid hostel and build family units. Make sure RDP houses aren't sold. Because that's another issue, isn't it? That people get given these houses and then they sell them. And that's not the point of them, is it, DG?
Yes, there are quite a number of instances that we have identified where some of the RDP houses are being sold. And the approach that we are beginning to adopt, which is also changing our paradigm shift to a certain extent, is to make sure that where we settle people, there are other opportunities of economic nature which would allow people to access jobs, to access economic opportunities and so forth. This is an economic issue, basically, and it needs to be addressed. In the past, you will recall that we've been putting different settlements in different areas without necessarily taking cognizance of the environment within which those people are settled, which makes life a little bit difficult. We are putting strict measures that should not happen. We are also trying to make sure that in our system, once we have received an RDP house, it becomes very difficult to sell it, and that will require a very effective monitoring system that we are putting in place to make sure it doesn't happen. This matter is receiving our serious attention and is being addressed on a regular basis. So we are dealing with that matter effectively.
Okay, all right. Let's go to table 17. We're going to find Vusi Khadebe. Table 17, Vusi Khadebe.
Thank you very much. My question is around the role of SHRA in relation to the transformation or eradication of hostels.
What is SHRA?
Okay, SHRA is Social Housing Regulating Agency.
All right.
The issue here is about what is SHRA going to be a funding conduit to the process, or are they going to be owners of these particular assets, or are they going to provide management of those particular assets? That's the question, really.
Okay.
It is clear what you are saying, that SHRA must go back to the drawing board. SHRA must do what it was intended to in the first instance. SHRA is a regulating authority, supposed to regulate the industry in terms of social housing, to clear the deck and to ensure that the social housing entities, they register so that they're able to build houses. That's what SHRA needs to do. We said SHRA must confine itself to be that. The issue of investment goes somewhere else. That's the undertaking that we are making.
Okay. T. Mputi says, do you have to be working for government to be a beneficiary of the housing subsidy?
Tommy?
Yeah, he says, do you have to be working for government to be a beneficiary of the housing subsidy?
Not at all. If you're working for government, you can never get housing subsidy. You must be the poorest of the poor, and between 0 and 3,500 as a household. So we are targeting those people who are not able to build houses for themselves, those people who cannot go to the bank and ask for a bond. Those are the target that we are building houses for.
Okay. Table 29, we'll find Vusi there. Table 29. Vusi.
Thanks, Peter, and thank you, Minister. The question is your department using consultant? At what cost? It was once reported by City Press that 30 billion has been spent towards consultants. Now, it is really funny because now the National Student Financial Aid
Consultants.
for bursaries is plus minus 2 billion. Why not use that money for the university students? 30 billion for consultants is a waste of money, really.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. So, are you employing and using consultants at the Department of Human Settlements? If so, how much did you spend? Could that rather be invested in developing your own skills?
The budget for human settlements, if I were to speak for the current arrangement, it's sitting at 30 billion. And 98% of that budget is meant for implementation of human settlements, different programs on the ground, on different product offerings that I've made reference to earlier on. There are areas, of course, within the sector that requires specialization in terms of experts to do certain things, but not in the magnitude that is being expressed. I must indicate that the government generally has expressed concern about the usage of consultants, especially in areas where we have professionals who are employed within the department to perform certain duties. In fact, human settlements is one of the departments that has reduced its costing on consultants doing most of the work in-house. So our approach is that where we need expertise that we do not have in-house, indeed, we do use consultants. And I will assume that also provincial departments as well, they do use some consultants for that. For example, Peter, just a classic example. If you want to do a particular human settlements project, you've got to do geotech analysis. And those are very rare skills that you find within the house, and you go out to get professional engineers who are able to do that for you. So there will be instances where we use consultants, but we've adopted a very stringent approach to say we must use consultants where indeed we don't have in-house to do so. The bulk of our money goes into the delivery of the units and the houses of different product offerings that we do.
So do you remember how much you did spend on consultants?
Not offhand in the last year, except to say that our departments from an AG office has been commended for having reduced its spending on consultants compared to the previous year. But I can get those details for you.
All right, okay. May Ntuli is on table 29. May Ntuli.
Good morning to everyone.
Microphone towards your mouth.
Okay.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, I will say good morning to everyone who are here. My question is very simple and straightforward. Actually, it's directed to the Deputy Minister, including Mr. Mamabolo, the MEC of Gauteng. I want to know what are you doing about Winterveld? Winterveld is on the northern side of Pretoria. Winterveld was, the people there were dumped by the previous apartheid government during when they removed Selbon, they removed S22 and Holsteins. They dumped those people to Winterveld. And when Moputatswana comes to, in that particular time, nothing was done about Winterveld. And when the new government took over, we approached Minister of Human Settlement, Mr. Tokyo Sofale. He gave those people a lot of promise, but nothing was done about it. My second question is, what are the government doing about those houses who are sitting in, also in Winterveld, it calls Beirut and Lebanon. Those houses were taken over from Boputatswana Housing Corporation. And those people, they can't actually get their title deeds. I don't know what's going on, and those people, they are so isolated there because they were dumped by the previous government. I want to know what is Mr. Mamabolo doing about it, including the human settlement government.
Okay, so we'll get both responses. Let's start with the department.
Can we refer that matter to Joburg?
Okay, we will, but are you not involved in any way whatsoever?
No, do you see the houses from the Boputatswana?
Yeah.
It's part of the backlog that we are talking about. And we are saying the houses of pre-1994, they need to be revisited. Look at the state, look at the ownership, and also the issue of title deeds. We say those people are entitled to title deeds. So lots of work. The reason why I'm saying it must go to MEC is the fact that of understanding how far they are on this particular program. They are aware of this program of pre-1994 issues.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
We'll get clarity then from MEC Mamabulo right after this break. Stay with us and don't
Okay.
forget to send your tweets. We'll get your questions through to Deputy Minister and DG. And the MEC for Gauteng is here as well. So get your questions in. We'll be back right after this.
Thank you.